Welcome back everybody to the AfterLife SMP. Oh boy, in the last video we worked a bunch on our pirate base, expanding this tower over here. You know, it would just be easier for me to fly over this way. Yes, look at that beautiful thing. And we can even walk all the way over to get to this part of the land. And I want to talk about this part of the land with the pirate base today. We've got quite a lot of it, okay? Like, we've really got a lot of just green. And not to say that I don't like the green, it's that it's flat and there's not much going on. So we gotta start building some stuff on here. And so in today's video, I'm gonna be building up this epic pirate mansion build. And normally with builds in the pirate base, I've done it 100% survival mode. But obviously minus the giant pirate ship. But I actually built up a colorful plan in creative for this build today. And I want to show you guys how to actually tackle big projects like this in survival mode Minecraft. So I hope you guys are excited for this video, and I'm actually going to explain why I like to build in survival mode Minecraft as well. Yeah, make sure to hit the like button if you're excited, and I guess let's just get started. So that looks freaking amazing up there. Oh my gosh, and I've got this new fog mod where I can adjust the way fog looks. I mean, come on. Doesn't it just look so more atmospheric? I think it does, but look at that, that's beautiful. But there is a problem, that is obviously not done, and I actually want to challenge myself today. Now, if you've ever heard of litematica, it's a very useful tool that allows YouTubers to create builds in creative and then copy them over to survival. And I must say, it is a very, very fantastic tool for content creation. But I want to offer a little perspective. Yes, although in creative you can go ahead and just build and pick out any blocks you want, and you can make things look perfect. And not only that, it's easy, you know, you just want to pop open onto Minecraft, you know, hit start record on replay mod, and go ahead and, you know, throw on a YouTube video or something like that, and just grind away at the build, right? I think that's what everybody would love to do. So that's what I'm challenging myself to do today. I want to take things at a slower pace and really just try to feel what it's like to build in survival again and just, I don't know, do it the old-fashioned way. Ooh, after I get more oak logs and probably a few other things, because yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more. And I was gonna do like a cool epic gathering montage, but tree, holy trees, that is a lot of trees. Thanks, Puff. And all of this was for free. So that guy, Puff, he's just a smack-dabbing, epic guy. Alright, so let's divide this into 5 main parts, let's say. So we got the main structure, and we obviously got the little sticky-outy bits. I don't even know, this is just going to make it feel all piratified. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. Then we got the roof. I'd say the 4th one is detailing, and I guess the 5th is just final touches. I think that's kind of how I want to divide this build up into. We're going to have to try out a few different blocks for the main shape walls. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but we could go with jungle, strip jungle, and I'm thinking maybe spruce might look good too, like up there. And then another thing I like to think about is, does it make sense to just not have a base? Like this, if that tower didn't have a base, it would kind of look weird. Like structurally, it would just look weird. And if you look at this, if there was no base on that, it would structurally look weird. I mean, it already does look very weird there. It's kind of like hanging on the edge. So we're gonna have to figure out how to make that look a little bit more realistic. And something I've been trying recently, and I'm going to try in this build, is working in gradients. So you can see we go from like cobbled deep slate, then smooth basalt, then cobblestone and stone. And it's pretty random, but I think it just adds a little bit more interest. And as I was building up this main shape, I kept thinking, why should anyone want to build in survival when creative is just so much easier? And in no way do I hate creative building. I do actually use litematica on occasion. I'm not trying to villainize it per se, but I do want to explain to you now why building in survival mode can be fun and actually useful. Now here's something to think about. Ash, why are you doing it the hard way? What if you want your gradient to look different than that, and you could have all these great blocks in creative mode to try and use and make it look the best it can, right? Now, in this, you're going to be wasting time and you're going to have to do some trial and error, but guys, that is exactly it. trial and error is exactly what I seek here. I don't want everything to look perfect here, and I think that challenge, this challenge of building something in survival mode, Minecraft, is what is going to make this such a different build, such a, we're using the resources we have. I don't exactly know where everything's going to go, but yeah, we're going to figure it out along the way. But I do get it, not everybody has the patience to sit around for a few hours and just focus on a Minecraft build. I can. I definitely can. But yeah, I mean, I guess we're just going to continue and see how this looks in a little bit. I don't exactly know. We're going to do jungle here. Might have to break this out later. And taking a quick look from down below. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm really liking the shape, though I don't think that smooth basalt is the answer. I'm going to have to swap that out for something. And now this is where we get really experimental, using clay blocks. Kind of weird. Well, I ran out of andesite. Okay. Puff's base, here we come. And don't mind me, just gonna casually come in here and swoop up the andesite like that. And there better be some more. There better be. There's no. Oh, there we go. And so we're just gonna cut to me building now. This next part was really just me trying to figure out what colors to work with moving forwards. You'll see how I tried out white colors on that tower but didn't like it. And just sort of blocking out that main shape. But then with all the main shape done, it's time to work on the weird looking shapes on the sides. Alright, and we got our main shapes jotted out, and obviously that means it's time for step 2, the jutty outy bits. And sorry if I do have a slight morning voice. I am recording this in the morning, of course, and I just really wanted to get to building. But let's think about it like this. If you look at the ship over there, there's a lot of curves and a lot of just weird shapes going on with wood. Now, we're going to take, almost pretend, pieces were taken out of a ruined ship of that kind, and then plastered on to the sides of this building. And that'll give it its pirate style, you know what I mean? So anyway, I think it's sometimes those things that create a story in your head are kind of the things that really make it easier to imagine what a build is going to look like, at least for me, so take it how you want it. And yeah, it's weird, okay? This isn't weird. I'm not even gonna lie and pretend that this looks good because it kind of just is weird, right? Okay, so that I think is a bit better. Obviously very undetailed. We'll get to that later. Let's just focus on the rest of the shape, guys. Now, once we started finishing phase 2 of the build, I quickly noticed a few flaws with the build itself. One being that the sticky outy bits were a bit too small and lame, but I figured I would just fix that in phase 4 or 5 of the build. It's actually one thing I would change about this whole build in the end. Besides that small inconsistency, the final part to the shaping phase really makes the build look epic standing on top of the mountain. Safe to say, I was getting pretty excited about this build. Okay, so this looks seriously epic. Wow. I mean, it's so tall, big, on top of this mountain. It's really cool. I'm enjoying this so much. And up here I decided not to fill up all of the things I want to just yet because I want to figure out how I want to get the map into this area first, and then we can kind of adjust the walls accordingly. But I think it's time we just skip phase 2 a little bit and we just move on to phase 3. Doing things out of order isn't probably really going to be that bad because it's just a roof, right? The roof is really going to piece everything together. I'm just trying to think, what do we want to make the roof out of? And as I look out from afar, I don't really think dark oak is going to work. I mean, copper could work, but that is going to take absolute ages to get. And I think we're going to go with something like this just because it blends in really nice and it's easy. it's what I have on hand, so. Or it's not easy because I have no dripstone or granite. Cool, that's just great. Aha! I have found some granite. Perfect. And I found some dripstone. And for this trim, I actually want to try something a little different. Don't mind me and my pumpkin building addiction. I really like pumpkins and builds. But yeah, we're gonna probably make this look like a hull of a ship, right? And just to clarify, I meant this hole, not this hole, so yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And then it's kind of just broken down and beat up, and that's why we filled it in with like the dirt and the granite. Oh, and it started raining. I guess that's my cue to cut the recording. And that means it's Editor Ash's cue to start recording. And just real quick, as I'm building up the main roof shape, I feel the need to clarify again that I don't actually hate litematica or despise any sort of creative planning. I mean, I did plan out the shape of this build in creative, so clearly I don't actually hate it. But I just really dislike those time lapses where people build in layers like a printer. I guess it's not satisfying me for some reason. Am I the only person that doesn't like those? Okay, well, anyway, time to hear Ash complain about his oak wood shortage. Alright, so I've just spent the past 20 minutes looking at puff space for oak logs, and I realized I probably... Look, I have some right here. Yeah, I'm too dependent on the other members. I needed dark oak too. Oh, well, I found that. Anyway, if we take a peek inside here, we've got quite the space to start working with. Not only that, we have this tower over here too, so we really do have a lot of space to work with, and I really just wanted this place to be where we house our map. That is right here. So obviously I'm going to need a little bit more oak log action, but yeah, once we do, we can expand up there, and yeah, then we can actually put our map inside there. Time for me to get working on it. The shape is always the most time-consuming part. Actually, that's a lie. Detailing takes like 10 years as well. You know what? This whole build is a time-consuming project, okay? It's gonna take a while. But at least it's looking really awesome. I mean, look at that. Oh, love this. I'm really loving this project. One thing I noticed when building in survival mode Minecraft is that I use gradients a lot less. I might have used gradients in the roof in creative if this were a creative build, but it's not, obviously. So perhaps it's the fact that the build is just like really massive, so trying gradients is scary. I don't know, that's just a theory of mine. Anyway, that's the one noticeable disparity between the two modes. Let's go watch past Ash roast his dome. Okay, so we've been building here for a while, and honestly not exactly too sure about this dome thing up here, but we're gonna stick with it for now. Maybe we'll add like an observatory telescope thing. I don't know. And honestly, I don't know if we can actually fit the map in there. This might be a problem because that's kind of the whole point of this tower. Not only that, guys, it's 11 by 12, which means it might be kind of awkward to fit in here. Let's see, can we do it? 419 to 429. Crap. It's a 10 by 10 cube. No, I'm not making this tower bigger. It already looks really derpy from afar, and I gotta figure out how to make it look not derpy. Oh yeah, we also did interiors. At least laid the shape for what the interiors are gonna look like, but of course I ran out of oak logs, so yep, we're gonna have to worry about this a little later. So you know what that means, guys? It's phase 4 time. Time to detail. Yeah, I'm a little scared for this because we've got a lot of flat space to actually fill out and put windows in and all that such, but I'm going to get started by moving, you know, as much of the map as I can into there. So it's at this point in the build where I start having second guesses, and I'm like, is this even good? I've looked at this build for like 3 days, and I don't know. But nonetheless, we got the map in here, and it actually worked out really, really well, and I just filled in a couple more map spaces, and we filled out nearly the entire jungle. There's like one map right there that we're missing, so this actually worked out to be a really cool shape. Anyway, it's time for the scariest phase, the detailing phase. This is where your build could start looking really, really freaking awesome, or really not freaking awesome. So I'm gonna get the scaffolding, and we're just gonna place it around, and after that we'll be able to walk around and place different blocks, and it'll be fine and good. And now for something not so good. Alright, look here, guys. We've got a serious problem with creepers. And you know what, just with mobs in general. The build, by the way, is looking pretty cool. I've been detailing it out a little bit, adding some windows, adding some things. Yeah, but this here has happened on multiple occasions, and I am just over this. Just this. Ugh. So yeah, I'm more than done with these creepers. Okay, we're getting rid of all the dumb torches that are dumb, and we're gonna replace it with moss torches. Boom. No ifs, shoulds, coulds, buts about this. Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Before we can build any more of that, we're doing this. Yep, it's happening. And that totally went to plan. Okay, so I lit things up for the most part, and then I got distracted detailing. So, oops. But what can I say? It's now looking really awesome. There's only a couple more things I want to do, so I think that means it's finishing touches time. So yeah, guys, it's phase 5 of the build, and yes, I did actually build the layout of this interior, which I think looks really cool, really grand. I kind of wanted to go for something really open with this build. I don't really know what I'm going to put in here yet, but we'll figure it out. And so looking out here, you can see the build's looking really awesome, but I think we need just a few trees and shrubbery to make it pop. This is a jungle after all, so we got to actually have some greenery in it. I think that makes sense. Yeah, thanks Ash for the really excellent segue into this time-lapse. Makes Editor Ash's job much simpler. Anyways, final touches is just a way to add ambience into the build, make it fit more within the area it's located, because the building is just the building until it looks lived into the terrain, like it's more part of the jungle. After phase 5, we can then call this a completed build for the most part. A build pretty much completely done in survival besides the base plan of it. Boom, it is done. Everybody, the mansion, the pirate mansion, what are we calling this again? I mean, it's kind of an observatory, it's kind of a mansion, but do pirate mansions even exist? I don't know, it's done though, and everything is looking really, really awesome. I'm really happy with this. And there are a few things I would change, like I definitely would want to make these shapes that are behind me, like these things a little bit bigger. Maybe I'd want to do like a different roof for this, maybe gradient it out. But overall, I think this turned out pretty well for building in survival mode. Off camera, I did add these 2 chimneys and the grass on the roof, and also I thought this was kind of funny, but I used crafting tables in our, oh, I'm missing one right there. Hold on, we can fix that. We can fix this. But I added crafting tables here because I've crafted so many just randomly when I needed to, you know, craft stairs or something, so I just decided, oh, I'll put them right there. Now, I guess we kind of turned this into an observatory as well, because we got a telescope. I don't know if it makes sense, but I guess it looks cool, so yay. And the interior here, we just don't talk about it, okay? We ignore the interior, and we walk away, and we come up here to the diving board and just, you know, we just dive away from the interiors. What interior? I don't know what I'm talking about. Did you guys hear interior? I think you're hearing things if you did, because I didn't hear anything about an interior either. Nope, definitely not. And taking one final look with shaders, there we go, everybody. This is the completed build, and this is the end of the episode. Wow. Wow. That looks cool. You know, I mean, that build looks cool, but oh my. That ship, though, looking pretty good, huh? Okay, before things get too weird, I'm ending the episode. Okay. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I, you know, got to show you guys all the details that were pretty cool about that build, and bye. Thanks so much. Goodbye. Episode done.